I realized I was unprepared for love on a summer evening in 2010. I'm 3 months into dating a new guy, Josh. I'm pretty excited about this one. And tonight, I'm meeting his 5-year-old daughter for the first time. My heart is pounding as I walk into that restaurant. I see them. They're sitting in a booth. She's coloring a kid's menu, and he's sitting next to her, gently guiding her little hand. He looks up, he sees me, and smiles. And that's when it hits me. Oh my goodness, I want this. And I have no idea how to do this. See, I grew up in a traditional home. My dad was the provider. My mom took care of the house and us kids. They were good parents. Dad showed me how to drive, and mom taught me how to cook. But when it came to love, their marriage was full of conflict. And by the time I was 18, they had separated. So I left home with no real model for a healthy relationship. But I figured I'll just focus on my career. I mean, that seemed like the most important thing in life. Until this moment. Here was someone I could see myself building a life with, but I didn't have the slightest idea how to make that life work. So I did what we all do when we're lost. I Googled relationship help, and I got lucky. I found an amazing therapist who changed my life and eventually inspired me to become a therapist myself, because I learned I wasn't alone. In that moment in the restaurant, I realized something that millions of us face. We prepare for everything except our relationships. We get degrees and train for everything except the thing that studies show determines the quality of our lives. We're told that love will come naturally when you find the right person, and that good people just know how to have good relationships. But after years of therapy, on both sides of the couch, and a decade spent specializing in relationships, here's what I've learned. This isn't personal failure. It's a systems problem. You see, for generations, relationships were built around functions, assigned roles. Men were supposed to provide and protect. Women were supposed to nurture and caretake the home. Your value as a partner was measured by how well you performed your assigned role. That practical approach worked for survival. But modern love isn't just about survival anymore. We want more. We want connection. We want someone who wants us for who we are, not just for what we do. The problem? We never updated the playbook. Couples are out here trying to run connection software on a function-based operating system. And people are struggling. They're going online looking for answers, just like I did. But since I went online back in 2010, the landscape of online dating and relationship advice has completely changed. The gender wars have become a billion-dollar industry. Podcasters telling us that men are to blame. No, women are to blame for this disconnect that we can all feel. Influencers promoting alpha male boot camps and tradwife tutorials promising to help you perform your role better. It's not just bad advice. We're being sold division when what we need is connection. Because sitting in my office, listening to genuine, good people, confused, in pain, I know the real war isn't men against women. It's humanity against disconnection. And right now, disconnection is winning. Nearly 60% of Americans say they feel lonely on a regular basis. Half of all marriages still end in divorce. And studies show that an unhappy relationship compromises your immune system. So even if people aren't breaking up, they're breaking down. Loneliness increases the risk of early death by 26%. We're literally dying from disconnection. We need that systems upgrade to evolve from relationships based on function to a new model based on connection. Because the stronger our connections, the better our lives. Josh and I are married now. We said our vows on another summer evening, this time on the beach, under a sprinkle of summer rain, with his beautiful daughter there as our witness. And for the past 15 years, I have dedicated myself, personally and professionally, to understanding what makes love last. And here's what I found. The secret to a strong, stable connection really just starts with 4 basic skills. I call them the 4 S's of safety, because a sense of safety is at the core of any deep connection. First, self-awareness, because you can't truly connect with someone else if you're disconnected from yourself. So this skill is about understanding your pattern in love and relationships. After seeing what my parents went through, my pattern in love was to run away from it. So I had to ask myself, honestly, was I ready to be a partner? To date a man with a child? Or did I want to stay in self-protection mode and keep one foot out the door? Until you break your patterns, they'll run all over your relationships. Second, stability. This skill is about your ability to be a reliable partner in life. Because here's the thing, the old model of dividing men's work and women's work no longer works for most modern couples. It didn't for us. Josh was already a working parent when we met. So we both had to be flexible and learn new skills to truly be partners capable of building and maintaining a stable, shared life. Third, self-regulation. This one was huge for me because I grew up in a home where conflict meant winning and losing, and I don't like losing. So initially, I would approach disagreements with Josh like a zero-sum game. But when I learned to calm my body, take a breath, I could remind myself, I love this guy. I don't need to destroy him to make my point. And that's what self-regulation is, the practice of calming yourself and your nervous system during conflict so it can remember your partner is your ally, not your enemy. Because when it comes to love, you win and lose together. If only one of you wins, the loser is your connection. Fourth, self-expression. Many of us, myself included, never learn the skills to talk about our emotions, have hard conversations, apologize, or make repair. So instead, we express ourselves through criticism, passive aggression, or expecting our partners to read our minds. Real self-expression is vulnerable. I had to learn to ask for what I needed instead of just letting my unmet needs turn into resentments. And this isn't just about saying everything you think. It's about saying what you need to say in a way that creates connection, not distance. Self-awareness and stability are about being securely connected to yourself first, so you can be a safe point of connection for a partner. And self-regulation and self-expression, these are the holy grail of communication and conflict skills. And here's what happens when people learn these skills. The old functions, they don't disappear, but they get that upgrade. Protection evolves into emotional safety. Providing becomes presence. Caretaking changes from just caring for to truly caring about. Couples shift from roommates to teammates, from relationships based on mutual dependence to mutual desire. People say relationships are hard. You know what? They are. But they are even harder without this foundation for connection. That nervous woman in the restaurant who had no idea how to love? I learned these skills. Josh and I, we learned together, and we still practice them every day. Because finding a good match, that's just step 1. Maintaining connection over a lifetime? Now that's the real challenge. The answer to disconnection isn't in going backward to old roles or burning bridges between men and women. No, it's in moving forward with skills to build new bridges of connection. Because love isn't something you just get lucky with. It's something you can get skilled at. So here is my invitation to you. Treat your relationships with the same intention you give your career, because your relationships will be the most important investments you will ever make. This week, pick one of these 4 skills to practice. Reflect on your patterns in love. Take on a responsibility you usually outsource to your partner. Next time you're in conflict, pause. Take that breath. Remind yourselves you're on the same team. And start saying the things you need to say to keep your connection strong. Just start practicing. Because the people who love you, they're not waiting for your performance. They're waiting for your presence.